Hello everyone, I'm back to show you a journal that I've just completed. This is a design team project for Porch Swing Designs, and I've used the kit Petite Rose, and that is the tall skinny kit, and the other one is the regular size. It's 5.5 by 8.5, I believe. But I have used both in this kit to show what you could do with both kits, and it turned out really well, I thought. So it is 4 3/4 wide and 11.5 inches tall. I have used, it's kind of a canvas paper. I've had it in my stash for a long time and have never really used it for anything. I think I got it at Tuesdays way back years ago. But I covered it with lace, a lace fabric, and then I added lace on the spine, a piece of lace that was gifted to me, and I thought that just made a really nice spine. Then I used chiffon tie for the closure, purchased from Hobby Lobby, and I really like this for closures. I've used on the front, this came from the kit, and this is a little piece of jewelry that I found in a thrift store. They were actually earrings, so I cut the back off and trimmed it up a little bit and added that metal piece then to the cover. The appliques that you see are from Ravioli Dreams on Etsy, and they are really pretty appliques. She hand dyes all of her appliques and does beautiful work, so check out her shop too for that. And we'll go inside, and I've used scrapbook paper for the inside cover. And here I have used several kits of Mary Lou's in Porch Swing Designs, and I will list her Etsy shop below, but the kits I've used are Vintage Ladies, Vintage Rose pocket tags, birds on branches tags, and I think that's it. Okay, and here is a tag that she has in one of her kits, and this journal belongs to, and I've lined the back so it can be written on. So it's a tag within a tag, and then the other tag that I put here, I've added a little lace pocket in the trim, or the bow up here. This is where my story begins, is what this tag says. And I just think those are so pretty, and I thought it was perfect for this journal. So that is the front page. This is a page from the kit. I've added stickles on that page and lace. And here's another tag from the kit. And this one I did not line. Some of them are lined on the back, some of them are not. And again, that has seam binding for the bow. And here is a rose with stickles on it also. That's a page from the kit. And here is one of the journaling cards that I added as a pocket. Here is the smaller kit in the Petite Rose, and I have folded it over to make an actual flip out here, and I thought that worked perfect. Then on the inside I did a tall skinny tag, and it's lined on the back so you could get a few little notes on there. I made a pocket from scrapbook paper for my stash, added some little floral trim here. Here's another tag. I've added lace and stickles to the tag. That one is lined. And I've added lace. This is, I believe that's Graphics 45 paper that I had in my stash. And so I put that with a little, this is one of the little tags that are in one of the kits. And I added that and put some cheesecloth underneath. This is from Mary Lou's The Vintage Ladies kit, and I love these ladies. I have several of them in this kit, and I need to back that one. I'll set that aside because I forgot to do that. And here is another tall, skinny tag. That's scrapbook paper that I had on hand. I've left that blank to be written on. There's lots of writing space in this journal. And I think I mentioned there are 80 pages. Here's, I've added trim to this. Made a pocket here out of this. It's all coffee dyed paper. Here's trim I had that was gifted to me, and I thought that went well with this journal. And here's another one of the smaller pages, and I printed on both sides, and I left that blank so that it could be used for writing space there. Or you could make a pocket here if you wanted to glue that down, whoever ends up with this journal. Here is a tag that I have added lace on top of, and then I've added the little flowers, flower trim. This is vintage music paper. Here's the birds on branches tags. I've added lace and the seam binding bow. I've sewn around all the pages as I usually do in most of my journals. And here's another one of those vintage ladies. I've left it plain on the back for writing, and I just put a little paper clip there. It has a little heart on it. And here is another vintage lady, plain on the back so you can write. Here's a tag within a tag. I added a butterfly and a little scrap piece of for a tab, and some glitz and little flat back gems on the butterfly, and the same on the tag here. I added stickles to that tag and some lace. And the tag is plain on the back so it can be used for writing. And I fussy cut around, this is one of the pages. I trimmed it off, fussy cut around the rose, and so that would give it a little dimension there. And this is a plain page. This is, I printed the back on the other side here. And this is some more trim that I had. And here's a square oblong doily. And this is, again, I got this years ago at Tuesdays, and I'm trying to use up all the extra papers and things I have. But this is vellum, so I added that. And here is another tip out with the smaller size journal. I made a pocket here. This is one of the vintage ladies that I've glued onto the pocket. And here is, this is another one of the kits that Mary Lou has, and this one says thoughts on it. And you can write on both sides. I tuck that in there, and there is more writing space here and lined paper here for writing. And these are little stickers, floral stickers that I've added, as well as a little piece of a tab there. And here's another one of the vintage ladies. This one I just done for more or less decoration. I've added stickles on her necklace and in her hair. I've added seam binding here. This is scrapbook paper that I had in my stash. This is lace, vintage lace. And this is lace from Dollar Tree. And here are some more little floral trim that I have. In this pocket, I added the little extra, the Martha Stewart punch there, added lace down the top. This is one of her journaling cards, as these also are. And this is also a pocket. I have glued this down so it's kind of a half pocket. And I've added a tag here, and there's more writing space for that tag, or you could add anything else that you want. This is trim that I had in my stash, and then I added some little tiny, it looks almost like rosebuds all the way down the center of that. Here's another page from the kit. I've double printed on the other side. And this is a little belly band that I made layering I added the bow and lace, and this is one of the vintage ladies. This is one of Nikki's little hearts from Ravioli Dreams. And here's a butterfly. These butterflies I make those myself. I added a feather and some seam binding and cheesecloth, a little bit of everything there. Here's another paper that I had extra, and I added some lace. And you can open it up, and there's just lots of writing space there, printed on both sides. I thought that looked really pretty. That is also in the kit. Then, this is one of the florals that Mary Lou does in her kits, and here is a journaling card. I think these are so pretty. Here is a little envelope. I've added a little bit of a closure there, Velcro. And then there's a little card inside that you can use for a journaling card. I thought that opened. Yes, it does open up. So there's journaling space there. And I think this is such a cute little card, and thought it fit perfect. And Mary Lou has a, what are these called? Flashcards in one of her kits, and I've added lace, and I put stickles all around, stickles over the numbers, and made it a journaling card. I thought that fit very well in there, as well as the rose. Then here's another page, smaller page from the smaller kit, and this is, I've added lace to it. I folded it over and made a pocket here. Martha Stewart punch, I've added flat back gems. Here is a journaling or a tag with the seam binding bow. And there's writing space on the back of that, and you could also write on the back right here. And here's another tall, skinny tag that I've made. This is from scrapbook paper. This is one of the Fussy cut roses. I've added vintage lace and seam binding bow and lined paper on the back. And I cut around this. This is one of the pages I cut around, Fussy cut around, and made it into a pocket, added the stickles. I really like that page. And then this is paper that I had in my stash. I added the Martha Stewart punch and put the flat back gems there. And here are 3 more of the journaling cards from the Vintage Lady kit. I thought those worked perfect for this kit. And here is paper from one of those journals that you buy. Tuesday mornings used to carry them. And so I pulled it apart for the lined pages and made journaling space there. And I folded it over like I did the smaller kit pages. And here is the, can't think of the, that paper with the squares. Can't think of it. And then here is another of the smaller kit. I've added one of the little paper clips with the little heart on it. Folded this over and added one of the journaling cards that are in the kit. There's plenty of space on the back to write. This is the baking paper that when I coffee dye my paper, I keep this, I iron it, and I've sewn around it for more strength and added it to the journal. Here's more of the Graphics 45 paper. And this is one of my favorite pages here. These are little charms that I have made from various ephemera that I've had. And there's the little shoe, and these are vintage ladies and a vintage rose. And on the back, I've backed it with paper, scrapbook paper, and I added it to the lace on the top. Here's another pocket with a lace trim. More of these ladies from the Vintage Ladies kit. I thought those were perfect with the little shoe and the charms that I have made. Those charms are really fun to make too. And here is another blank page for writing, as is this, and then I added one of the ladies here. I put a little gem there for her earring to add a little dimension. Here's another page from the book. And I love this center. I've left it, it was just too pretty to add anything else, and I added stickles to the flower and added lace on the sides, and I thought that was just plenty to just make it look really pretty. And again, I double printed on the other side of that. And here is an envelope that I made, covered it with paper. Here's another journaling card from the inside. I've added gold around the edges. I thought that added a little bit of prettiness to it. And here is some trim that I have in my stash. And here's a little tiny calling card from one of Mary Lou's kits. And again, I used the little Velcro closure on this. And here is another card from her kit. And this is one of her other kits, and I can't remember the name of that kit. My lady's hand, I believe it is, that those little cards are from. There's more writing space, and here's another tag from the Birds on the Branches. I've added a little tiny card here, and a little lace bow I've stapled with the Tim Holtz tiny stapler, and there's space for writing on the back. And then here is another calling card from that Milady's Hand kit. I thought those went so well. Mary Lou's kits are so easy to put together, and you can get several of her kits and they just all look good together. And here's a little piece that I cut out, and I put cheesecloth behind it. I added a little lace bow onto the flowers. That's a little sticker flower sticker, and there is lace on the trim at the top. The other side is more of the Graphics 45 paper, and here is more the other side of that wax paper or the baking paper. And here's the other side of the one of the smaller pages, and I folded that over, and that can be opened up for more writing space. And here's more graph paper. There's the name of that paper, graph paper. And that's the other side of that for writing space, and the other side of that lined paper that from a journal. And here's another one of the ladies, and more writing space there. And I've added the green floral trim here, more writing space here, folded that over, and here's the other side of that, and that's in the smaller kit, the small size kit. It's a very nice size kit, but it's a smaller size than the tall journal. And here's one of the tags from that, and another one from Milady's hand kit, and another one of the ladies, and I've added stickles for her earrings and her necklace, and a little tiny pearl, I'm not sure if you can see that, but on her earrings, for her earring and her necklace. And more writing space here. There's 3 envelopes that I have made, and these fit perfect for the, this says thoughts, and that comes in the lady's hand kit. And the other one has one that says dreams, and you can write on both sides. You could actually write on the top of the envelope there too. And this one says memories. And I thought those fit perfect. And as I said, it just goes so well with this kit, and it's a whole different kit. I've added lace trim. And here's the other side of that page. Some of these pages I didn't add anything other than sewing around it because they're just so pretty in themselves. Mary Lou just gets better and better at her design work, and I love working with her kits. And here's more writing space. Here's another little, this is actually just coffee dyed paper that I've made into a page for writing space there. There's one of those ladies. And then I put, from some of that scrapbook paper that I had in my stash, I added a pocket here. And then here is one of the tags from the kit. And here's another one that says dreams there. And this was the birds on the branches. And then here is a little booklet that I made from, she has this in Milady's hand kit, and I folded it over, made a little booklet, and added several pages for more writing space there. There's 6 pages in here that can be written as well as the inside covers of this book. You can write on the back too. And then this is the other side of the vellum. And the doily. Here's another printed page, and then this is one of the pages in the Tall Skinny kit. I think that's so pretty. And then here's the other side of the vintage music sheet. I've added this for a pocket, and here's one of the vintage ladies. And here is a journaling card that I've added gold around. And then here is another tag that I've made out of actually some of the paper that I had left over. And then here's some more writing space here. Another one of those pages. And more writing space here, as here. And this is another one of the, from the smaller size kit. I think that is so pretty, that page. And then I folded it over, made a pocket. Here's another one of those little cards, and this is plain and with lines. And then here is another flash card. I added, on the plus sign, I added a little flower there. And those I get at Michael's. They come on a roll. And there's all different sizes. This size, and then some little tiny ones and little leaves. And I use those a lot in my journals. Then I added stickles to the numbers. Writing space on the back. I added lace at the bottom. And here is another card. This one says memories. And writing space on the back. And another tall tag with lace added to it and stickles. And lace trim on the pocket. Stickles on the pocket. And that brings us to the last page. And I used a postcard, made it into a pocket. Here is the lace trim on the sides. I've added stickles there. Here's a small tag. And here is a tag within a tag. And that is lined on the back, as is this. And I've added a little piece of scrap there to make a Martha Stewart punch to make a little pocket. And then the last page is, this is the letter that I always put in with my journals. And it's a letter from the journal maker, who is me. And I made an envelope from paper that I had in my stash. And then I added, there's another little tag here. And this is in Mary Lou's kit. And it says, handmade by, has the roses. And then I signed my name there. And that concludes this journal for this project, and I feel like I've kind of stumbled my way through this. I had trouble getting my iPad to video this video, so I had to try several times, but we got it done, and that's the main thing. This will be in my Etsy shop probably tomorrow. If I can get it in tonight yet, I will, but it most likely will be there tomorrow. And I will be posting pictures. So I hope you like the video. I hope you will visit Mary Lou's shop, Porch Swing Designs. She has lots of beautiful kits, and she just keeps designing more and more. So try to make a visit to her shop and see if you find something that you like. And if you like the video, please put a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And I thank you all for watching and for sticking with me in spite of the fact that I have been on and off lately, but I'm trying to get a little more consistent with my videos now, and I've got about 3 more journals that I've finished. 2 of them I'm going to be definitely doing videos on soon. So I will be back, and I thank you very much.